Well, Lauree, thank you for agreeing to give your feedback on your experience with our coronavirus energy vaccine project. And tell us what prompted you to get involved with this? What was your situation at the beginning before we started?
In the village, we were in lockdown and there's very little contact with people. We could go out for a walk, but I have leg problems, so I wasn't actually outside. The other people would be out walking, but very subdued. There was not much animation in people, I suppose. You didn't sort of see the normal people together. They're miles apart from one another, basically, and although they might sort of give a wave, it literally is just that, a wave, and they're not there. I personally had no actual concern about the virus for myself, but I do know that other people here, people I've spoken to on the phone, etc., were very concerned and very upset about it, and literally in fear mode, of course, and worrying about what was going to happen. But I follow various people online and get information that perhaps other people don't have. And for me, the idea was that it just was a waste of time to even consider it. So, okay, I'm here, it's not going to be a bother. But that was not the case in the village.
So you were in a retirement village, just to be
That's
for
correct.
the audience's understanding, and there was a lot of concern all around you.
Yes, and it was actually made worse by the way that the village stopped everything. We couldn't go anywhere. We weren't allowed out the gate. That upset a lot of people. I don't go out that frequently. I only go to get groceries, etc. So as my next door neighbour's daughter was getting her groceries and delivering them to the gate, she was getting mine as well. So I had no concern there. I could also order online if I needed to. So as far as I was concerned, life just went on. It didn't really affect me, but it did upset a lot of people, and I know that people are still quite concerned. And we get a weekly, what they call the Friday Flash newsletter, and they're at you all the time telling you, you mustn't do this, you must keep washing your hands, you mustn't go near anybody else, you must be aware of this, you must be careful. And it's just a constant barrage of fear-producing rubbish. That really is what it amounts to.
And that's really the purpose of this program that we've jointly with others developed. The point of it is to recognize that our immune system is affected by the way we think and the way we feel. And if we move into fear mode, and if there's a constant, as you said, barrage of, call it information or propaganda or whatever you want to call it, with the best of intentions, but it's coming from people who are, I suppose,
obviously fearful themselves.
Yeah, they are fearful themselves, and they are in positions of authority where they would fear an outbreak of this.
And I understand that, yes, so I can understand that one.
Yeah. So we had our session with you and several other people. And then a week later, we had another session, and this produced 2 videos. And so each of the people involved had the opportunity to view these videos, but it was set up in a way that you'd watch the video from the first of our energy coaching sessions and then allow the energy transformation to take place over the course of that week, which would have certain effects on the way people would feel, perhaps things that they would experience, because from our inner consciousness, we create our outer experience. And then the second video, the same again. Watch the video, and then over the course of that week, there'd be changes going on. So tell us how you experienced that process of energy transformation from the first video and perhaps then the second video.
Well, I was actually on the second one, so we went backwards on that one. But from my point of view, there was a slight less, I wasn't fearful, but because I was watching everyone else, there's an aura around people, and you're getting the message from them, whether you like it or not, even though you're not really talking to them, but you can see what's going on. So I can't avoid picking up some of that because that's the way things work. But I was actually getting less and less concerned. As I had said, I don't watch the television. It gets turned off before the news comes on. Unfortunately, I watch a program which in the ads between they give the headlines of the news, so I can't miss that one, whether I like it or not. I do go out of the room for most of it, but it's just there. I honestly don't feel any concern here about it. I have my family are in Japan, son and daughter-in-law and grandson, and I do have some concern over their side of it, simply because they're not in the same situation that I am, and they watch the news. Then they have that television on whenever they're home in the house, and so it's going to be a barrage over there. I know that in Tokyo they have a lot of cases of virus, and it just keeps building. Some days it's 150, some days it's under 100, but it's still going up and down like that all the time. And yes, I'm concerned about them, but I do believe that I can't make them think my way. It's not possible. They don't believe in alternative medicine and things like that. So they are actually, my son is pretty straightforward, but my daughter-in-law, she's involved a lot with her friends, and I don't know how they react. So it's just a concern, simply because I don't know how things are happening over there. But for me, no. It's a nice sunny day. There's no virus around here. We don't need it either, thank you. So send it back to where it came from.
So did you notice anything in terms of just the feelings that you were feeling from when you started watching these videos to the end of that 2-week period? Did you notice a change in that?
Since I didn't have real fear to begin with, the only thing I can think of is that when I got up each day, I'd think, oh, okay, everything's fine for today. We're not going to be worrying about anything, so let's get on and do what we need to do. No, I don't. Hard to say, because I don't take much notice. I keep myself busy and I've got plenty to occupy me. Not quite sure how to answer it other than that.
Is there anything that you would like to share relating to the experience and relating to this program that we've put together?
I think it's brilliant. I think when people get to see the 2 videos and then the reports back from the participants, anybody that has been concerned would find that they can get the message that some of this might be just in my head. It could be me. If I'm allowing other people to dictate what I think, then I'm allowing myself to get into another fear state. I don't need that. So hopefully, if everybody's got some good vibes going when they're talking to people, then I hope that will be beneficial for anyone who sees it in the future.
Yes, and good for their immune system, so they don't
I agree.
make themselves vulnerable with all this fear. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Lauree. That was a very interesting discussion. Thank you very much for your input.
I'm very grateful to you for putting up the program. I've learned a lot from it. I've learned a lot from what the others had to say as well, because you all benefit from the different perspectives that you hear. Yes,
that's a very interesting point, because one of the benefits of doing this type of work in a group is that genetically we're all coming from different lineages, but because we have so many ancestors, each and every one of us.
We're all from the original ancestor, and we're all one anyway. So
yeah, so we're sort of swimming, aren't we, in the same stuff, potentially. And so we help each other when we address each other's stuff, and we're available for that energy transformation.